All right, so today I want to make a video starring my current team comp that has gotten me all the way into Nightmare without an issue. So my team comp consists of Maya, Liz, Berto, the Dragon Tamer Boy, which name I can't pronounce, and Anna. Those are really great. Is a really great comp because they all work well together. And let's now break into it right now. So first up, Maya is literally the main DPS of our team. She is the leader of this comp right here, the star, the beast. All right, let's go to her skills. Right, so obviously her first skill pretty normal, 200% attack damage to a single enemy, deal 10% more damage for every layer of debuff, and you will see soon enough that a lot of her moves scales with debuff. Same thing with Growl. It's an AoE attack with percentage attack damage and with a 40% chance to inflict Horrify for one turn. If you don't know what Horrify is the when the action has a 50% chance to fail and the hero's active skill enters cooldown when they act. That is what Horrify is. Again, Horrify has a base 40% chance to inflict it, and the chance of it increased by 10% for every one layer of debuff the target has, up to 40%. So if the target has 4 debuffs on it, then my Horrify will have a total of 80% chance to inflict. Really high, really good. Next up is her passive. Male deals 80% attack damage to enemy targets with debuffs at the end of a turn. This is really nice. Obviously, anyone with a debuff when May ends her turn will get hit for a lot of damage. Next up is her ultimate, Thunder's Punishment. Deals 200% attack damage to all enemies with a 60% chance to reduce their attack damage by 40%. This is amazing. Attack down debuff and a huge amount of damage. And it's also an AoE, very great. Very powerful for Maya as in DPS wipe. So she has 2 AoE moves that does a lot of damage and that applies amazing debuffs. So that's why she's very good. Next up in the comp, we have the Dragon Tamer Boy. So as you can see, his first skill, Strong Arm, deals attack. This basic attack hits 3 people, and 3 people all with a 40% chance to inflict 1 layer of HP burning for 2 turns. So again, this goes with my Maya, right? So basically, we want to infect a lot of debuffs on it, so Maya, her skills will scale with it. Bully, it's not that great. It's more of a single target. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say it's not that great. It is great, but it just in this comp it doesn't really matter too much. But this is great for single target if they have stacked burn. Deals 200% attack damage to a single enemy. Deals extra damage by 3% of max HP to the target for every layer of HP burning up to 5 layers all the enemies have. So this is really nice for like a single target quick nuke. Next up is a passive, just increase HP burning damage. So another one, Dragon Flame, deals 200 attack damage to all enemies with 60% chance to inflict 1 layer of HP burning. So literally all of his skills affect HP burning, and it has some kind of an AoE attack, as well as his passive deals extra HP burning, therefore making him great for bosses. Maya, she doesn't have, like you might notice, she doesn't have any skill that can like nuke a boss that's like a hard single target hitter. Therefore, it does therefore the dragon tamer as well as Anna well makes up for it, because these two are going to be your boss slayers. Maya is going to be your AoE wipe, so she'll clear all the mobs before the boss or mobs at the boss. Next up, we have Anna, of course. Same thing. Anna has a lot of burn. So again, burn, attack one with 40% chance to inflict 1 layer of burn for 2 turns. And the thing I like about Anna is that it's 2 turns, right? So she inflict burns for 2 turns. That means that this will give Maya more chances to cast her skills with that extra debuff scaling. Next one, Fire Strike again, targets 3 random enemies, and then with a 60% chance to inflict burn for 2 turns. Ascending Flame. This one just gives Ana more damage depending on how many burn there is on everyone, as well as speed. All right. Okay. All right, enemies. So basically, depending on how many burns they have, how many burns they have should deal more damage. So that's her right there with all the. Again, you see the pattern in my comp right now. Both of these two have debuffs, which works really well with Maya here, and they cover for Maya's weakness, as she isn't like a single target boss nuker. She's an AoE clear, and these two are great. These two are also great for AoE clear as well, and they're, because of their burn and HP burning, it makes them great for bossing as well. Next up, we have Liz. Now, Liz works really well into this comp because she has debuff, HP burning. She has a debuff as well, HP burning for 2 turns on her first attack. She has fire heal, restores HP by 80% of attack plus 6% of max HP for an ally, and grant them resist for 1 turn. Really nice. A soul seal is one of the main skill that makes Liz really amazing in this comp. Liz restores self HP by 3% of max HP for every 1 debuff inflicted on a enemy. So if the enemy has 5 debuffs spread across them, she will restore 15% of her max HP at the start of her turn. Because of this skill, Soul Steal, I can put Liz in the front, so she's technically kind of like a tank because she's healing so much HP at the start of her turn because of the amount of debuff that all my units able to apply. Next up, we have Resurrection here. Restores HP by 10% of max HP for all allies, and cleanse 5 layers of damage over time debuff. Grant shield of 20% of Liz's max HP. Again, a supporting item, keep my units alive. All team needs a support, and Liz more than enough makes up that supporting role, as well as a tanking role, just because of Soul Steal. She's healing so much HP at the start of her turn due to the debuffs. Next, we have our support booster. So Liz was our support healer. Berto is our support booster. Well, not booster, I should say support buffer. So let's go into his skills. He isn't really like a high DPS character. He's also technically a support character. So his first attack deals damage, and then it has a 30% chance to reduce their effect hit by 25% for 2 turns. So again, debuffs, love it. Next up, we have his buff, which increase all allies attack by 40% for 2 turns. Attack by 40%. That's a very strong buff. Before on Maya or even the Dragon Tamer and Ana, they will be shitting out damage with that buff on it. Next up, I want to talk about is Azure Blessing. If all the debuff in this kit is not enough to guarantee him a spot, his passive skill would definitely guarantee him a spot in my team. Grants all allies 14% more effect hit when Verto survive. So just by him being alive and in my comp, all my units gets 14% extra effect hit. That's 14% like accuracy of them landing their debuffs. So more like I said, this comp is all based on debuff. The more debuff they have, the higher chance of me winning the fight. Therefore, this passive is super good here. And then last but not least, his ultimate right here deals 180% attack damage to all enemies, and there's a 30% chance to reduce their crit rate by 25% for 2 turns. Again, debuffs, huge. If successfully reduce their crit rate, additionally reduce their turn meters by 20%. Like just the debuff alone is already amazing, but it also reduces turn meter as well by 20%. If we successfully reduce the crit rate, then we reduce the turn meters by 20%. But if we fail to reduce the crit rate, we then still reduce the turn meters by 10%. That was kind of confusing, but there's that. That is what makes Verto really powerful within my team comp. So as you can see, my 5 team comp they all work together very well. We have Maya, the AoE wipe. We have the Dragon Tamer and Anna, which are responsible for wiping out the bosses with burn stacks. We have Liz for supporting, healing, shielding, cleansing, and debuff as well. And also a decent tank. Soaks up a lot of damage with the current passive. And then Verto, which is a support buffer here, gives me attack buff for my Maya to output maximum damage, as well as his passive effect hit, which grants all my units higher chance of landing their debuffs, which in turn, boom, like I said, scales up pretty well with Maya here. So let me show you this comp in battle, right? Let's do a PvE. It works pretty well in PvP as well, but then again, it's a more of a PvE focused comp. Let's do 310. 310 is my max right now because in order to do stage 4 Nightmare, I need to get 3-star Awakening, which I don't have. So to start it off, for this comp, you want to make sure that Virgo is quite fast, so we can give him the attack boost right here, and then land this huge wipe. They all, did you see that? They all, so okay, that was kind of quick, but still, you see how like all 5 of them had the debuffs on them. Therefore, when she ends her turn, extra damage, and they got nuked pretty much. Look at that. The debuffs are not missing. Oh, I missed that. I don't know what I just did there. Look at that. 1 2 3 hits. That's really nice. That's really nice. All of them hit. All of them hit with that debuffs. Nice. Look at that. All 3 of them hit again. Okay. Wow. Come on, Brittle. He didn't land a single one of his debuff, but then it doesn't matter. Maya just carrying the team here because like all that he has like what 3 debuffs total on him right now. Maya is doing a lot of damage. All right, look at that. His first skill applied 3 debuffs already. This doesn't really apply debuff, but we're just gonna use it. Put some damage down. Let's get some cleansing going and that poison. Liz, look at Liz's HP, high HP. Made great tank as well. All right, we're gonna hit it again. Look at that end of turn, boom, dead. Bully here. Let's get Liz on debuff res. All right, attack up. All right, this should hurt here. Yeah, look at that. A lot of damage coming out from Maya here. This should finish it off. In my turn, yep, there we go. Because he has debuff on him, therefore I end my turn, he's still dead. So really nice here, as you can see the damage chart. All right, let's go. Oh, I did forget to mention the runes, so let me just go back quickly to show you guys the runes I'm running for them. So for Maya, her not runes, sorry, her equipment, I'm running 2 attack sets. Like I said, she is your main DPS, therefore you want to scale her up with as much attack as possible. Therefore I have her running on 2 attack sets. I have the Domination Fang, and for the attack sets, the main line you want to focus on is speed, attack percentage, crit percentage, crit damage percentage, effect hit percentage. That's a main 5 that are preferred. Same thing with attack set right here. Speed, attack percentage, crit rate, crit damage, and effect hit applies for all of this. And for your artifact, make sure your top artifact is an attack. You see, like there are attack ones right here, but I need to make a new one. But this one has such a decent what's it called, a decent line that I didn't want to get rid of it just yet. But eventually I'm going to switch it over to one with main attack because you don't need defense. Defense is pretty trash. I should get that switched out as soon as possible. Next up is a Dragon Tamer. You want him on hit. I have 16. I have all of this plus 16 and they're all hit. So 2 hit sets for a total of 40% extra effect hit. Therefore he can land more debuffs, which like I said scales well with Maya. And the lines, honestly, the lines that you want, he's actually quite flexible. Like he obviously does more damage with obviously the offensive line as well, like Maya. But the main thing I want to focus him is effect hit. Like I still have effect hit. It's okay if you got him some defensive line as well. That's fine. Next up is Anna right here. Anna, again, same thing. She does the same thing pretty much as the Dragon Tamer. You want her on hit effect. Hit effect. So she's guaranteed burning. Burn, burn, burn on these two. These two needs to be burning people alive or dead. So give them this set. You won't regret it. The lines, like I said, it's in an early game right now, so it's not like you're going to find anything perfect. So, you know, basically just focus on effect hit percentage really, and then attack percentage if possible, along with like the other offensive stats. So for her domination fang, same thing. Honestly, dude, these three are the same thing. You really want to focus on effect hit, and then the offensive stats, so you should be fine. Now Liz is a bit different. Liz, you want to focus on HP. You want to focus on max 2 life sets in the beginning. So because of her her passive, right, soul steal, it scales with max HP. She heals 8% of her, well, not 8%, it's 3%. It's base 3%. So 3% of her max HP for every debuff that's on an enemy at the start of her turn. Therefore, if she has like if she has 100, yeah, so she has like what, 100,000 HP, right? And there's a total of let's just say 5 debuffs on all 5 enemies. So Liz will heal 15% of her max HP, which then would be 15k at the start of her turn. So she will be healing quite a bit. Therefore, we're running her HP set, and for her, you basically want to run her defensive set. If you do get an effect hit percentage, it's okay, but then again, like, you don't really need it on her because she only has one move that does debuff, right? So next up is Verto. So Verto, you have to run him on speed. It's because he has a low base speed, like as you can see, 995 compared to the legendary, because the goal is to get Verto to fast enough where he goes first all the time. Because if you have Maya going first, then Verto won't be able to buff her, right? So that's a problem. So if you do run the Verto with her, make sure you have him faster. Like currently right now, see my Verto, I'm running 3 Swift comp to get him, make him a speedy boy, because for some reason I was pretty lucky and I had a lot of speed rolls on her. As you can see, a lot of speed rolls over. She's quite fast as well, but Verto is just a little bit faster than her, which is perfect. So that's the reason why I run 2 speed counts. But if your Maya isn't that fast, you can run 2 speed comp and then a hit comp, then a hit set, sorry. Yeah, 2 speed and a hit is what I would go for, but I currently can't afford to do that because of how fast my Maya is right now, just because all that speed she has from her gear right now. So again, not perfect, but we make it work. All right, so for the line, you really want to focus on defensive stats, really defensive, and then speed stats, and hit effect and defensive stats for him. You don't really want any attack on him. I mean, if you get attack, it's whatever, but then focus more on defensive stats and effect hit. That's the main goal of him, because you want him to survive, right? Because just by him being alive in a fight, all your units gets 14% more extra hit effect. So that is that. So that's pretty much wrapped up all the runes and everything, all my setup for my units. So I did show you PvE. Let's show you one PvP, right? Let's see. Let's go fight someone that doesn't have a 3-star awakening. Jesus, everyone here has a 3-star awakening. What the heck? Okay, this guy. Oh, this guy's pretty strong though. But let's give him a try, right? Let's give him a try. All right, let's give this guy a try. So let's just hope we are faster. Okay, so he's faster, but that's fine. A good way to do PvP is that look at the bar on the bottom is when that bar gets filled up, it's your turn next. So if I look around, it looks like my Maya is going to hit next after me. So buff, yes, hit next after her. Perfect. I can throw down my debuff down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them has debuff on it, so now their attack are going to be 40% reduced damage. Nothing much they can do about it. Go in here with this. Burn, 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 burn. There is nice cleanse, but still there's still the there's still a debuff on him. Next we can just go for a little nice burn, burn, burn. More debuff added. We really want to just shield up here. Now we can go with this one. Got some debuff applied down, and after we use this move, it should be a lot of damage because they have what, 1, 2, all of them have debuff on them. So I'm going to hit them all again with my passive. Look at that. Horrify. Yeah, look at that. Debuff stacks up quite nicely. We do want to get rid of the healer here since he is the main concern. We don't really need this. We just go for auto here. Effect down. Nice. You see how I just used my auto attack, but that unit also died because of my passive, because once my end turned, he has a defect on him, therefore he gets a rolling thunder. No, falling thunder. I don't know why I keep calling it rolling. Burn. Would love to see it. Keep him alive. Like I said, make sure you keep him alive. Him being alive grants him that passive, which is really nice for your team. Look at that. Look at all that debuffs, dude. This is what we love. Extra damage for debuffs on him. So I'm hitting a lot of damage. There we go. And he's dead. Easy peasy. Yeah, so in PvP, this comp also works pretty well in PvP as well. So that's currently my setup. If you guys have any more question about my current comp, just let me know in the comments below and I'll get to it. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.